common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another live episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
And tonight's episode is sponsored by NASA. We are not on our way to the moon. We think Bitcoin might already be on the moon. What do we mean by that? Todd, the man with the plan, taking us all to Lambo land. We'll go ahead and look at the charts here in a couple minutes. Other than crypto technical analysis, we do talk about fundamental analysis and news for both crypto and stocks, trying to be your one-stop shop for all your non-investment advice. So let's hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you love free cryptocurrencies, leave a comment in the comment section below with your Rapids RPD wallet address or the Telegram handle if you're a part of the RPD tip bot.
I got to give Ramus a wrench for that comment.
This is I mean, we got the spacesuit on. We got the Learn Crypto rocket ship. You may see Litecoin here. Yeah, look. He's the official Launchpad host there. And then you may see Litecoin here as well. This is on behalf of Cameron Work. Cameron Work, shout out to you for the two $10 super chats. If you guys send super chats on here, let us know what your favorite crypto is, and we will give you a little bit of an advertisement stop. BTFD is what we've been doing on Learn Crypto. Call on the bottom at 3,000 to 3,200. You're going to see all the buys we made live on air here in a few seconds, and that is why we have that motto up on the brick wall. So let's hop right back into this. I love everybody's in here, but let's get started. Coin market cap. Todd's laughing in my ear, but Bitcoin is up to $8,159, up 3.8% for the day. Man, this is official or what? Look at these patches. Ethereum up 14%, up to 241 bucks. XRP up to 45 cents. We said XRP is one that is going to lull you to sleep. It was sitting around 28 cents to 32 cents for so long. You see a couple green bars, and they just keep on coming, up another 14.33%. Bitcoin Cash up 4%, not really interested. Litecoin breaking above the $100 mark. No better day to have the Litecoin signs up today. That is one that we said would be leading the next bull cycle, which it has up to this point. For all of you guys who are new, if you think we're bullshitting, you think we're bragging, this is a humble brag. Go watch our previous videos, check out Twitter, check out Patreon. Everything we do and say on the show, we do with our own money as well. The biggest winners for today, Flow up 584%. No idea what that is. If you own Flow, go sell it immediately for 69 cents. LA token is an exchange token. You know, I like the value propositions behind those, but I'm not going to chase it up 43% today. DigiByte up 33%. This is one that has been getting crushed in its Bitcoin pairing, but one that we believe fundamentally is very strong. Nice to see it having a good day, almost getting up to that 1.5 penny mark. And then Ravencoin up 32%. At one point, it was up 45%. We put a sell order to our Patreons, so hopefully some of you guys took advantage of that. Well, enough of me rambling. Let's toss it over to Todd. He's going to take a look at some of the major charts. Then we're going to look at our institutions already in the crypto market, NFL players demanding to be paid with crypto, and of course, the giveaway from last live show. The only bad news for today is Cryptopia stealing your coins? If you have not heard the recent news on that, I'll go in depth and detail on what is going on there and what I think they're doing with your cryptocurrency.
And yes, Tomcat, that is a spacesuit. You're correct. Oh, my goodness. All right, so there's the 4-hour Bitcoin USDT that we've been showing. We usually start the show with that. Throw on some of the buys, some of the software. No sells as of yet. I got a little bit of Elliott Wave discussions up here, trying to figure out where we're at maybe on Elliott Wave, because we're definitely in a impulse, runaway, parabolic something here. So I'm going to go into that in a little more detail, which I did on Patreon a little bit. I've gone on to Twitter a little bit. So we're going to discuss that a little bit more. We're going to look at the usual charts of shorts and longs. The red at the bottom is shorts. So they shorted it all the way really back here from 4,000. I mean, they shorted clear up into 6,000, where I thought we was going to get the lift off on that last show. Well, it wasn't that, a week ago or something. So we have came off about 40%, maybe 0.38%. Still got too many shorts. Longs were clear up here on the green, back here even at 4,000. So we still got ways to go for longs to get even close to being maybe at an overbought level. So I think we still got quite a bit of fuel here. The net of these would be the blue up here. We're sitting here halfway, so it looks like, again, there's still more fuel to push it higher. If you go back, just go back to just price and volume. You can see here that, and this is Bittrex. I mean, a lot of exchanges are going to look the same. I mean, the volume came in on the third wave. Bigger spikes came in up here as we're starting out, especially the Bittrex is even a little bit more so. But volume kicked off this. So this looks like a wave 3. And then up here on the wave 5, volume is still pretty good, but a little bit of back and forth and not as high on the liftoff. So again, I was trying to count this somehow, trying to figure out the count. And maybe I'll come back to that. I'm going to discuss where we're at, because I really thought we would slow up here maybe and have a correction that would kind of correspond to this wave 1, 2. Let's go to the chart I have Elliott wave markings on, be a little bit easier. I mean, there's the Elliott wave. And again, new people. I don't know how many people we got in here, but we do Wyckoff, but we throw some Elliott wave in. So I'm going to go in on the software showing what the volume looks like. That makes me think maybe we're going to try to slow up here. If that's the case, we've got this 1, 2 here in the bigger white, which I think corresponds to a 3, 4. With rules of alternation, this could, I think, and the strength that we've had and the fact that there's still a lot of shorts, not enough longs, I think we could do a triangle here for a wave 4. That's just a guess. There's no rule with that. It could be a flat. It could be an irregular flat, etc. I think good chance of having it being a triangle. So if that's the case, we're right here, sitting here at 81.45. So we're really right up in there, which if I'm correct, then we would have some correction coming that maybe could end up ultimately going sideways around 74, 7,500. And then from there, we'd start another rally. So, I don't want to go too much into this. I'm just like, now I've got more Twitter followers, Nick and I. We've got more people paying attention. We've got more YouTube people in here. So it gets harder now because the easier money was made on these buy signals as on the way up. Software is not going to have a buy signal until we get some type of sell-off here probably. It won't take much to get it to a buy. I mean, we had to buy at, 52.40. We had one right there, 6,000. We had a couple of Elliott wave buys. So I think I'll get a few buys on here if we start doing this. But again, I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here, where maybe this is the end of the 3 that we're kind of trying to clean up here, and some type of wave 4 and a little bit of a cool off. So let's go to a few more other charts here. I mean, Litecoin broke out today. That's one that we've been on with the software as well. So there's kind of the action there. I mean, this did look like a big ABC, which I've left on here because we kind of did call that. Had a couple of buys early thinking it might be a flat or a triangle. End up being just an ABC to the downside. They did it in a diagonal. So I know around 65 we were live saying that was probably a 5th wave ending for a C. And I did tweet this today. On this rally here, we had a nice rally from 64 to 80. And the pullback to 70 came on big volume. Volume really came to new lows while price held. That gave us this spike up. Then we really did it again, coming down here to 84, which gave us today's spike up. So it still looked like big selling here and somebody supporting it. Some people joked around saying Charlie Lee or whatever, but it seems like somebody continues to sell cryptos, and it looks like insiders are taking what they can, whether it's institutions or whatever. So,
real quick, Dennis says, is Binance back and trustworthy? Yes, I trust Binance. Trading has never been halted, so trading has continued to be live. This morning, they re-enabled deposits. If you're on our Patreon, you know why the alt season did happen today, and that was based on deposits opening. But withdrawals are still postponed, so those are not enabled just yet. So if you do deposit in there, realize that you cannot withdraw. But at this point in time, I do not see any problem with Binance, and they have way too much money and way too much going for them to try to do some kind of exit scam or something like that.
No way. Yeah, totally agree. Ethereum, we've had, 5 buys here, 4 off the software, 1 Elliott Wave. Those have all worked. This was a really nice one here. Then actually I gave another buy on Twitter at, I think it's around 186 here. That also I thought, and I raised stops. So we really caught this at the lows, and we, just as we did Bitcoin at 6,000, we also caught it before the real explosive move up. So I don't know, a lot of people's bearish just look a little overlapping. It could be interesting. This could still be a 1-2 here, like Bitcoin, and then this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would mean Ethereum now is ready to slow down. So it's going to do also a corresponding white wave 4 like Bitcoin. So that could be interesting here. And then Litecoin, you could count this out that Litecoin is finishing up the complete impulse wave and just going to trade sideways between 60 and 100. So
yeah, FOMO2 says, Todd, did I understand that correctly? Does LTC show a distribution pattern volume-wise?
Not yet. I mean, there was still big volume with support, so there's nothing wrong with any of the charts. I mean, I think the rally's been good, volume's been good, software's picked all the lows. So I think we're still good. I don't want to be the one. I'm just saying I think we need to stop here. I think we got a wave 3 ending. We need to catch our breath. I think people are FOMOing in that got out at 3,900, 4,900, 5,900. I mean, they're all scared now we're going to 10,000. So I just think we need to slow up here probably for a second. And I wouldn't, for PCG, a few accounts that are aggressive. I've made a couple little trades. Nothing to be bragging about because it's going to be tough to get a few things back, possibly. I mean, if you didn't sell like today, I mean, you're going to have a hard time getting back probably quite a few coins. So, I'd said all along that even with my PCG, I wasn't trading because I didn't want to miss the rallies, and got a little bit of grief for that. But right now, really, the thing for 2019 would be don't trade. Because it's too easy, and I mentioned this, it's too easy when you get back to a break even or smaller loss to be like, well, I watched it go down. Let me get out. Let me break even. Let me take my loss because I know I can get it back. I know Bitcoin will go back down to 3,000 or whatever. And then now here we are at 8,100, and everybody's wondering if they're going to get anything back. So, and at the lows on Litecoin, everybody was bearish. So, we talked about it with BAT and Fidelity and Ameritrade and everything that's going on. And I guess that takes me, let's go back to our blogs. I think Carrie posted this earlier. I think that's on here. I was going to, where is that? I mean, it was TD Ameritrade or somebody starting to have seminars on trading cryptocurrencies, and they're saying that they're having huge turnouts. People are interested in cryptos. They want to learn how to trade it, et cetera. And my God, if that's starting, there's so much money still coming that it's crazy. So I don't even want to get caught up in trying to do Elliott Wave counts because 95% of what I do is for Wyckoff, not Elliott Wave. So I don't want to sit there and be like a wave 3's ending and, take half your portfolio to cash, whatever. I think you still got to sit back, zoom back and be like, we're at the forefront of, I think, of still a huge bull market. new highs on Bitcoin above 20,000, and you don't want to miss that by trying to trade a little bit here. So,
I didn't listen to that advice. I did. Well, I agree with you there. I think there needs to be a cool down or some kind of consolidation here. That's why I've sold 10% of my Bitcoin at 81.41, looking for some kind of a pullback, a regular flat or triangle or whatever. Again, only 10%. That means my trading position, of the amount that I'm willing to trade of my portfolio, even at these levels, due to the fact that we are in at so much lower, Litecoin at $22, Ethereum around $80 to $100. We had big buys on that, and Bitcoin, I think, $35.79. So we're sitting pretty, looking to lock in some profits up here, as I think that we could have a little bit of volatility that will allow me to get those bags back and a little bigger, but I would not be trading all in and all out of positions at these current levels. That's just my opinion.
No, I think I wanted to, the reason I kind of said watch for a little bit of cool off, I got too many new people like, can we buy 8,000 Bitcoin? Can we buy 7,950? Can we buy 7,700? I think maybe you might want to lower those bids a hair. We might get a slap here when you're not looking. So,
and also on top of that, another good top indicator to me is a lot of these Twitter guys or perma bears or paid group leaders that have literally been bearish and shorting since the lows are finally putting their first buys on the books to go long in Bitcoin at these levels. So not only have they missed the entire rally, which is a lesson in itself, but also the fact that some of these people are going from perma bear to bullish. And now, when I said I sold 10% of my portfolio at $8,141, I had like 4 people instantly say, "Whoa, that's way too early. What are you doing? We have so much further to go." Usually that's an indicator to me that we are somewhere near at least a short-term top, and that we're probably about to run into some kind of volatility here coming soon. So we'll see if that continues to hold true. But I'll just be careful. And if you guys are a little nervous, maybe run stops up here and at least capture some kind of gains. But again, if the count is correct and what we're seeing on Wyckoff is correct, the charts are still looking good. Although we're going to see volatility, even a dump down to 6,800, 7K, in my opinion, does not really turn that chart bearish. Now, Todd doesn't think it's going to get that deep, but even if it does get that deep, I think it's still going to be okay. And as long as Bitcoin does not go below 7,000, I think that really puts wind behind the sails of some of these altcoins, as you're going to see some people taking profits in Bitcoin and switching and cycling into some of their favorite altcoins, which we just saw starting today. All right, let's get into some news here. Let's get into the bad news of the day. So Cryptopia, they had the hack and they came back online halfway. Well, now, if you haven't heard the news, Cryptopia is shutting down for good. But are they dragging your crypto with it? We recommended to liquidate all of your alts to Bitcoin and move the Bitcoin to a different exchange when they started opening markets the past couple months. Hopefully you guys took that advice. Some of you, the coins never came, the market never opened, your account never opened, so there's nothing you could do. But essentially they are going to a law firm that is going to, a liquidating firm that is going to manage all of their crypto assets. They are liquidating as an exchange. Now, what does that mean? No real details yet. In traditional markets, you think they would do a full liquidation as is for the assets, meaning they would not sell the crypto, and they would give a first in, first out approach. So if you're one of the first people to have the crypto on the wallet, or maybe you have the largest wallet for any given crypto over there, you'd be the first ones to get paid out all the way till it trickles down to the newest accounts and the smallest accounts. But from what I've seen in crypto, I doubt they would be so fair in the distribution method. I fear that this is going to take several months, and if you even do get your coins back, they may just be in a lump sum form of USD or Bitcoin. I could honestly really see Cryptopia dragging this on for months and months, liquidating all altcoin positions, which could be bad for some of the small microcap coins on Cryptopia, and then doing kind of a Mt. Gox approach and paying out people pro rata based on the day they choose in Bitcoin or USD. I think there is still some hope here to get some value back. But once again, even with the hack occurring, you got way less value than what you missed out on. If you had 10 Litecoin over there, they were paying you out an equivalent of $45 a Litecoin when the price was at 72. So you already lost 50% of your holdings there. And then now this happens. So hopefully you're able to get some of your cryptos off and you didn't have too much crypto over there. Because really, I'm not too optimistic on getting anything out of Cryptopia in the short-term future. Now on the good side, are institutions already in crypto? Is this what is driving this rally right now? Is this retail FOMO, or is this institution starting to dabble their toes into the crypto lake? Well, I think it's a little bit of both, but I think there's more institutional presence than you guys may really believe, and really that I thought at this point. Now, I knew institutions were coming, but I just felt that a lot of institutions wouldn't trust Coinbase and Grayscale. Obviously, we know Grayscale has a lot of investments there, but it's all small-scale mom-and-pop institutions, not big-time players. But this information from Coinbase is quite interesting. Coinbase custody now has $1 billion of crypto under management, CEO says. Now, total Bitcoin? No, this is for their custody. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said the exchange's custody service, Coinbase Custody, has $1 billion in assets under management in just 12 months after launch. This launched May of 2018. We are now sitting in May of 2019, and it is up to $1 billion in value. We launched our custody 12 months ago. We've just crossed the $1 billion AUM for institutions. These aren't retail investors. You probably have to have a minimum of $250,000 or something like that to be part of Coinbase Custody. 70 institutions have signed up, adding about $150 million per month. So to a large degree, that has been a success. Understand this. This is the macro fundamentals we have been preaching about, guys, since the lows of 3,200. If you've been here, congratulations. If you're new to the channel, there's always more buying opportunities. But listen to this. We are working with finite supply resources or finite supply assets, meaning there is only 21 million Bitcoin to ever be mined ever. Now, if somebody is continually putting in $150 million of buy orders each and every month, liquidity dries up on the exchange. What happens to the price? It is going to go up. It's a simple thing you guys probably learned in high school finance, supply and demand. There's only a set amount of supply that is shrinking each and every day, and they're trying to put in an additional $150 million per month. This is for Coinbase clients. This is not for the launch of ERSX. This is not for the launch of BAC. This is not for an ETF. This is not for any major players in the finance ecosystem. Just keep that in mind. He added that institutions are not merely interested in having their funds sit idle while in custody either. What have I always preached, guys? Passive income opportunities in cryptocurrencies. Get nodes, get mining, get staking. Why? Because that's what the smart money is going to do, and we were ahead of the curve. Quote, they want to be staking and voting, doing governance on chain, Armstrong said. I think that will grow rapidly. He also noted Bitcoin is still the main asset of interest for institutions, but the interest for other cryptocurrencies is growing too. So Coinbase currently offers services for 30 coins for institutions, including staking as a service for some. They have staking enabled on a few crypto assets. Institutions want to be part of the staking on the network, want to be part of the node structure on the network and the governance on the network, for example, ZRX. That is what is coming. So all that time I've been preaching to participate in passive income, and now look who is saying that they want to do just that. The smart money, the rich money, the institutions are coming into play, and they want to stake as well. 60% of the trading volume on Coinbase currently is from institutions. That might be a little mind-blowing. But while all the retail investors were scared, all the retail investors were selling, not dollar cost averaging any more money into the market, the institutions were the ones with the right plan, buying it up at $150 million per month for the past 12 months. That's all I got on that right now. Let's hop over to the overview and let's see what is going on in the comments section. Any major questions? Do you see some charts that you need to look at in there, Todd?
No, I didn't see much. I was looking at a couple of things here that I was going to maybe talk about, but...
Perfect. And then Tony M says Coinbase and Poloniex are both going to offer staking as a service for both Tezos and Cosmos. Cosmos is the ticker symbol ATOM. We've been talking about it recently in Patreon, and some of the information that we've been discussing is actually from Tony M. Tony M is going to be a validator on the Cosmos chain and is also a node holder of VeChain as well. So Tony knows a little bit about those. He's also a big advocate for OMG, Omis Go. And then we have Johnny M. Cool in here, who is very well educated on EOS. He pretty much spends all of his time on EOS and EOS only. All right, Todd, on to the charts.
I don't really have anything. I showed the Elliott wave count. I had even on our Discord, I kind of showed The way I sometimes try to count Elliott wave is to bring in the volume, which is at the bottom. I talk about a lot of this on Twitter. I mean, this is 5-minute intraday volume for Bitcoin USDT. So because of the volume, I mean, this was obviously a wave 3 where volume really came in. So we got that labeled a 3. We had a sideways correction here that ended, looked like in kind of in a triangle. So I think that was the 4. And then the wave 5, as you can see, really didn't have volume come in behind it, which will happen on a wave 5. So that again is why I'm kind of thinking that we're going to slow up here, because you can see on these rallies, volume is really tailing off. So it kind of looks like we need an ABC down on volume, which the software will give us a buy at some point on some type of ABC pullback, which is then hopefully something here in the red. I call this a white 4 when I'm talking about it, so people understand. But again, I just think we're cooling off here. Could go sideways, but we're still going higher, so don't try to be too cute. If you're not long, you know, God, it's hot. We've gotten so many buys from the weight, you know, from the bottom. I don't know how I can do anything except really wait for the buy signal from the software is all I can do. So that's what we're going to have to wait on and try to figure that out. So
I think somebody wanted you to look at maybe the Dash BTC chart, ICX chart, Digibyte chart, EOS chart.
Whoa.
Get going.
I look at Dash USD. I'm not really good on the Dash BTC. I mean, this is same type of thing. You could have a 1-2 here. This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means maybe you know, Dash is doing the same thing. Needs a corresponding correction to correspond to this 1, 2. If you're looking at Elliott wave, I'd have to look at the Dash on the intraday charts later. But I wouldn't be surprised for some of these coins again just to kind of work sideways here, unless the count's way more bullish than we're even thinking. Did you mention ICX? Because here's the ICX chart we've been working with. We had the jump and the backup, and then we came back to the backup again when the alts bled out. So we talked about that again, that it's just coming down. Chart hadn't been hurt, and now here we are from 3 to 4. So a quick 30% rally. That one could come alive on further strength. And what else?
Digibyte and EOS.
Digibyte, I'm not going to have. That these charts aren't as Digibyte, BTC. I mean, been in the cellar, finally coming alive here. Digibyte Bitcoin, so that one has not done well. EOS coming alive finally through that $6 level. And the same thing here, you've had 5 waves up, so this could be ABC down, ABC up. So this one could still, same thing, work sideways here. So I don't think I would chase EOS here. The rally was so perfect. I've talked about the 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 0.618 retracements, 0.382 retracements. Everything was perfect. That was textbook, really textbook Elliott wave there. And then we talked about this ICX up 10% today. That's another one that had a jump and a backup, came back down and like ICX and did it again.
Real quick, while you're on that one, some people are probably like, what are those markings? That is actually Wyckoff. Todd is the president of Wyckoff SMI, Wyckoff Stock Market Institute, but we do have LearnCrypto.io. So we have a cryptocurrency and Wyckoff trading course. And I think to celebrate all of the new Patreon members, all of the great volatility that's been working in our favor in the crypto market, I think you were doing a 20% off on that. What is the promo code?
Bull is back.
Bull is back?
Bull is back. Capital B, then a lowercase ULL, capital I, lowercase s, capital B, lowercase ACK. Bull is back. Yep, 20% off at learncrypto.io for the cryptocurrency and Wyckoff course. Anybody that wants to learn about Wyckoff, that's the cheapest way to do it. Unless you just go to Wyckoff SMI and look at the free library. There's a lot there too. Like on here, this is preliminary support, selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, spring, test, sign of strength, last point of support, jump across the creek, back up, and then just another backup when these alts started getting kind of ugly versus Bitcoin. KMD back to 128, so it's trying to come alive again. Gave a buy on that down at 93. The other one, Decred, I said I thought would come alive. And it did that today. Decred USD up 16%. So that one, same type of thing. Sign of strength, LPS, jump, back up, now in markup phase. So that one ought to be able to keep continuing to work higher. And we got Theta, one that we've talked about. We gave a buy below 10. It's 11.5. And that one had 5 waves up in the blue. The wave 3 subdivided. So support would have been the previous 4th, which was right here at 0.086, let's say.
Textbook buying opportunity.
So another buying opportunity there. That one should continue to work higher. So
and somebody wants to know about VET before I steal the screen from you.
VET USD, same chart. Jumped the creek, backed up to it a couple times, and then took off. And we've talked about that various times on any of the past broadcasts, talking about that one. So that one, again, firming up. So, and I don't know, I don't know whether if Bitcoin does the wave 4, the alts continue to act decent, and then when Bitcoin runs up for a wave 5, maybe they come under pressure. Then when Bitcoin has a bigger ABC, big correction, then maybe alts take off. I don't know. Those are tough calls, I think, trying to figure out what these alts are doing. It's easier, I think, to follow Bitcoin, trade Bitcoin, and Ethereum, Litecoin, etc.
There you have it. I'm going to steal the screen because it is time to do the giveaway from the last live show. So if you go to our homepage, first of all, if you only catch us live, if you're new to the channel, make sure you check out all of our recorded videos. We have reviews, interviews, technical analysis. So we don't just do live shows. We usually get less views on the recorded ones, I guess, because notifications don't go out as much, unless it's an interview, of course, with Thomas Lee, John McAfee, Charles Hoskinson. Those are all worth a watch. Even though the Charles Hoskinson one and the John McAfee ones are older, we didn't talk about the current price of crypto. What we did is we talked about crypto in general and what has value, what brings value, and obviously those individuals have a lot of knowledge on blockchain technology. So definitely worth a watch. Never gets old. I've rewatched them several times to see if I'm missing anything, and that's how I continue to stay sharp as far as what is going on with blockchain technology. So the last live show that we did together is right here. Look at the title of this: Bitcoin at the highs, but indicators signal liftoff. What price was Bitcoin at 6 days ago? 6 days ago, I think Bitcoin was around 6,000 to 6,200. 59.90.
When I couldn't quit.
59.90 when everybody is saying sell, Bitcoin has rallied too much. And we're sitting there going on for an hour and a half about why we believe was still a good opportunity to buy. We talked about the Binance hack. We talked about passive income with the EOS Rex. And we talked about the upcoming halvening of Litecoin and how it historically will affect Litecoin. And you can then project that onto how the Bitcoin halvening will affect the Bitcoin price as well. So definitely worth a watch. Everybody who did watch and participated in the giveaway, you are going to get a chance to win right here. Paste this in here. Now, if you want a chance to win 10,000 RPD from tonight's video, hit the like button. You have to be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section below. It can be about whatever. You can agree with us. You can disagree with us. You can say we're awesome. You can say we suck. But just make sure you have your Rapids RPD wallet address in there or your Telegram handle if you're part of the RPD tip bot on Telegram. So who is the winner from last live show that is about to get 10,000 RPD? The winner is Siddig Ibrahim. Telegram handle, there it is. Well, I'm going to toss it over to Todd, and I can send RPD directly to his Telegram handle. No wallet address needed. That is one of the great technologies of rapidsnetwork.io. Check it out, and congratulations, you're about to get 10,000 Rapids cryptocurrency.
What up, Prussian millionaire? All right, this is Quantum. Somebody asked about Quantum here. Not too excited about that one yet. I mean, it looks like still range bound, kind of testing an up thrust. An up thrust is really going through resistance and then coming back to the average level of closes, which that thing did when it came back down to here. Volume is coming in a little bit on this recent rally. So, again, I wouldn't be short that one, but I'd probably wait for a better entry. Let's look at BAT. BAT back to 39 cents. And had the Wyckoff markings on. Here we are. Got too many charts going on here. And we're not showing it. I mean, BAT did the 50% breakout up to, or the rally up to 50 cents. Here we are finally. Same type of thing here. We had the sign of strength, last point of support, the jump and the backup. We talked about this down here when it's testing the spring at 11.5, 12 cents. I did think that was a buying climax. I kind of thought we'd go sideways. We did get a little deep. I gave a couple buys on here that was just trying to pick a cheap entry. I know down here we were getting a little bit of heat. Nick and I and Patreon was saying still he's making a low here. We have just recovered back 50%, so I still think BAT's kind of a sideways affair. If you're along that a little bit worried, I think I would trade that one a little bit. I don't think it's going to lift off here. BNB USDT, that one blew to new highs. That's one we was talking about down here to 2021. Same thing, ABC in a bull market. And that one's back to new highs, so that one still looks excellent. And somebody asked about why do I only use the 5-minute OBV? Because I've told this before, the optimism, pessimism is really a 5-minute on-balance volume. But most software, if you throw on-balance volume on a 5-minute chart, wouldn't allow you to go back a month or 2 or 3 and look at the indicators. So our OP will take it every day, the 5-minute data, and then post it on a daily chart. Or otherwise, you're going to look at a daily on-balance volume, which would take all the day's volume. And as long as whatever you're trading would be up, you know, a fraction of a cent, then all that day's volume would be plus. But if you break it down in 5-minute intervals, it would really tell you during the day how much volume is plus or minus. So it gives you a truer read of volume, which is really the basis of the Wyckoff. So we kind of use a 5-minute on-balance volume, but we take it back, you know, to any time frame. And then that's kind of also then a part of our technometer and force. So all the indicators are based on price, volume, and time.
Lloyd's saying smash that like button for Nick Hellman in the spacesuit. That is right. The spacesuit isn't because we're going to the moon. Obviously, Bitcoin's going to go on higher prices, but we think we may have already landed on the moon. We've been buying at much lower prices, and we think maybe you just need to see a breather across some of these crypto assets, Bitcoin included. Nothing that might make some of you guys panic, but just a small, you know, breather, a little bit of a sideways or triangle here would be actually continue to be bullish for the market moving or for the market moving forward. Before we go to Pluto, that's right. We're just taking a pit stop here.
ZRX, been a dog, but trying to come alive. A lot of work to do here. Looked a little bit more like quantum, really. So nothing too exciting there, but could get stuff going. And then ADA, I think I skipped over. ADA up 10% more today. That's one where we were asked about it there in Discord. LPS will sometime hook up with the PS, preliminary support. This one did that perfectly, and also a head and shoulders. That one's going to get excited here when we get above the 10-cent mark. So that one could have a pretty big rally, I think, with a little bit more strength. Decent, you know, no volume here on this LPS, which is what an LPS should have. Last point of support after a jump. So. And then volume coming in, so ADA could finally get moving here.
Somebody wants to know, can we give a shout out to DGB? We did go over the chart. It is mooning today, according to Jay Stevens, which is correct, but that one has come a lot deeper in terms of Satoshi Valley. This is one that I believe fundamentally is very strong, one that if you have extra sats or extra cents laying around, that you just keep accumulating Digibyte and things will play out in the long run for you. But the chart is not looking that great as of now, but that again, this is one that we've just been buying the entire way down. I think my first sell order for DGB would be around 445 sats. Yes, that is still a 2x from current levels, maybe a 3x from current levels, but that is where historically I will be happy to let go some of my bags. So if you guys want to keep that in the back of your mind moving forward, if DGB continues, that's where I'll be looking to lighten the load.
Ethereum 247 still showing strength. Interesting one there. I was trying to look for my post on XRP, but I guess I'll have to come back to that. I've been posting so much, I don't know if I can. The XRP, we've talked about this being a spring and a test. This buy signal came from, once again, volume going to new lows while price held. A classic spring and a test, which gave us a buy at 31. This was a previous buy at 32. And then volume came in huge, took out the downtrend line, etc. So I mentioned on a video on Twitter that maybe we could range bound between 44 and 36, so maybe not chase, but here we are at 46. So I think, I think you'll probably get, I'd be a buyer on anything back to, maybe 40 to 39 or something, if we do get that. I'll look for that when Nick takes it back over, but I showed the intraday on the Twitter showing the volume and price, which gave us this last buy. Same thing on Litecoin, etc. So that's what the software's been finding, is just a lot of sell pressure while price is holding.
Dolphin134 in the building says ETC squad incoming. How is ETC doing? We have not looked at it yet.
There it is.
Oh.
We talked about, that was weak, but really not hurting anything. That's what I was saying back down here at 570. And now here we are igniting here. So
we have that buyback in March around $4, I believe.
Yeah, that was about 416 or so. And that's all I really had there. Haven't been following that one as much as normal.
Gary O'Connell in the house says, where do I buy this top? Gary, this is not a top. This is the full moon suit. I am ready for liftoff. This is the full onesie, official from NASA.
Full onesie. He's wearing that to bed tonight. His girlfriend's already asked him to.
We like role-playing. Don't judge us. All right, the last piece of news that I wanted to cover today. Then we can just look at charts. You guys can ask some fundamental questions and, of course, enter that giveaway. Man, I shouldn't have.
Did you get that from Billions?
I don't know where I got it from. I had to loosen it up. Get back in the gym after trading all this crypto.
That super node is...
How do I skip this ad? Need to get rid of this stuff for you. Sorry if you could hear that. A little bit of an interesting thing here. Obviously, FOMO happens from retail investors, but FOMO is going to happen from institutions and people who aren't even in cryptocurrency. Shocking. NFL teams punt on player demands to be paid in Bitcoin. NFL teams are getting pressure to pay their players in Bitcoin, but so far they haven't budged. It's unclear why they would push back against a policy that would not only slash costs for the organization, but would give NFL players an opportunity to begin saving and growing their earnings before retirement. Morgan Creek Digital co-founder and partner Anthony Pomp tweeted about NFL quarterback Matt Barkley wanting to be paid in crypto. First of all, Matt Barkley, I don't think he's a starter, but guess what? He makes probably about $10 million, maybe $5 million a year. Understand, if NFL was to pay players in cryptocurrencies, now I don't think this is going to happen by any means, but players want it. So the thing is, okay, guys, they're not going to pay you in crypto, so how about you just get your paycheck, you put it on Coinbase, and you buy the crypto yourself. It's all the same, right? Then you get to pick your own price. So that is something to keep in mind. Quote, Matt is just one of the many Bitcoiners that are playing in the NFL on Sundays. The pressure on the NFL to pay its players in crypto is only getting hotter. NFL player Russell Okung is among the Bitcoiners. The Los Angeles Chargers left tackle made his request on Twitter and hasn't stopped tweeting about it since, literally saying, pay me in Bitcoin. Well, of course, Twitter took advantage of that, helping him in any way possible and sharing as much as possible. Okung went on to say, how dope would it be to see ESPN headline with an athlete being paid in Bitcoin? Now, we do know one ESPN headliner, in the form of, man, I'm going to draw a blank, the UFC fighter that is actually getting paid sponsorship in Litecoin right now. He was a Mizzou wrestler. Ben Askren is a sponsor of Litecoin, and he is now saying that half of his prize money he's actually taking to the crypto market and buying Litecoin himself. When Okung wanted to know where to trade crypto, one of the followers recommended Bittrex, and it didn't take long for that exchange to reach out as well. Now, we all forget about Bittrex. Volume is down, but Bittrex is on my trusted exchange list. That list consists of Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, Binance, and Bittrex. Why? Because Coinbase Pro, and Binance all have insurance and are, Coinbase is heavily regulated by the United States. Bittrex, I do not believe has insurance, but is heavily regulated by the United States and has been around for a very long time with any major hack. So that is another one I trust. And then I think you can't go wrong with Polo and Kraken, even though I don't use those two exchanges myself. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat box. Man, I feel lively going a lot early like this. I'm not tired. The sunlight's still shining.
We got all night to party.
There we go. Jay Stevens 212 says, thanks, Nick. Yes, I love my DGB. I will be unloading some bags when it hits 25 cents. Well, currently with the price at $0.015, you're looking at a 20x incoming before Jay Stevens wants to sell any of that. Richie M says, been a long time, guys. Heyo, what do you think of EOS? I think you briefly went over EOS, that you really wouldn't want to be chasing here around $6. You think that there probably needs to be some kind of consolidation at these levels. Now, although the fundamentals are looking good, the EOS Rex is launched, and June 1st is supposed to be a big date for EOS moving forward. That is still 2 weeks away, and 2 weeks in crypto is a very long time. If the technical analysis is saying a little bit of a cool down here, that timeline then lines up with the fundamental timeline, and that is when we really think we have a strong buying or selling opportunity. I think EOS is one right here, or maybe you can trail a stop or just go in a hold pattern. I would not be buying fresh EOS at these levels, but I would be taking the opportunity on any red candle to start accumulating EOS before the big news, June 1.
Give me back the screen for a second. Kerry did have this on the blog. If you go to learncrypto.io, and we have a blog here that Kerry keeps updated. Attendance is off the charts at Bitcoin education events for TD Ameritrade. I think that's big news. I mean, I used to manage accounts through TD Ameritrade. Now I'm at Schwab. But they're out here doing these education events, and people are wanting to trade cryptos. So that opens this up to so much more. So yeah, that's why, again, when you look at these charts, you're like, oh, we've had 5 ways up. We're going to cool off, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Be careful, because these charts could change and we could explode again. So I think that they got email 60,000 clients have traded something in the complex. I mean, I think that's big news. Bitcoin futures are having no problems. That's going to keep regulators happy. So I think it's all coming together. And we said this before. I mean, forget the news, all that. These prices are going to move way before news. When everything is looking perfect, that'll be when you want to take some off the table on Bitcoin, et cetera. So the news was horrible the last 6 months. It was harder than hell even to come online. So we've been here less now after the bull market. I think with a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Because that was stressful down there.
Gary O'Connell says he got his Coinbase Visa card in the UK last week. There you go. Now you can spend your crypto anywhere. I know the fee is a little bit high. I think it's like $1.50 or something to use it, unless they change that structure. Gary would probably know better. It's probably on the back of the card if you want to take a look. BTP G2 says, guys, huge BTC move incoming, probably up. We believe that there could be another leg higher, but we think there probably needs to be some kind of consolidation around these levels. And then Martin Max King said, and you can catch Europe viewers easier with that time, but it is still 1 a.m. in Europe currently. I know Cameron Work is in the building. If you were just tuning in, Cameron, we gave you a shout out for the 2 super chats you sent us, and for that, Litecoin is the right coin. We got this Litecoin sign here. Can't really see it, but we do have the Litecoin sign and the rocket ship as well. So shout out to you for the super chats, and shout out to you being a Litecoin fan. That's why we went ahead and printed these out. He says it feels like 2017 and that Todd Father would be doing a noontime show daily. What do you think about that, Todd?
I mean, I'm starting to do a little bit more if there's any movement. So, yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot more activity and traction in the Discord, et cetera. So,
yeah, I want to say shout out to all the new and former Patreon members. We're currently at 90 Patreons. Todd doesn't know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyways because it is well worthwhile. For this month, of course, we always have a Patreon-only live show. Last month, we had 50 or 60 patrons. We did it pretty big. We had 3 giveaways. This month, we're going to up the giveaway size. Those come out of my personal crypto wallet. And once we hit 100 Patrons, so if you want to join the Patreon, if you're within the next 10, we hit 100 Patrons, we will be giving away a Wyckoff and cryptocurrency trading course. What do you think about that, Todd? 100 Patrons, we're giving away a Wyckoff course.
That's so cheesy. Where's Hugo at? So at 100
Patrons, we're giving away,
going to give away a free course.
A free course to one of the 100 Patreon members.
To one of the 100? Oh, yes.
Only with one of the 100 Patreon members. That is it. That is it. Only if you're one of the 100 Patreon members. If you win that course, that pays for 10 months of Patreon, as the course is valued at $300.
Well,
so there you go. That is what it is all about. So if you want a chance at a free course, if you want to join us on Patreon, the next 10 people to get in will be locked in for that 100 for a chance at a new cryptocurrency trading course.
When we talk about Matic here, somebody's been asking about that one here, Marcos. Damn, Marcos is in there. So we had the rally from 3 to 11 and then a 50% pullback, almost exact. I know we brought this up right around in here, and I said with that strength and this volume coming in, I probably would stay on it. We did go to new highs. We've had some volatility here, but I know nothing about Matic, but that chart still looks good. I would think it would continue higher. I don't know where you goes. I haven't talked to him, but
Gary says, is he banned from Patreon? No, you can be one of the 100 Patreon members, but if you win the course, we're going to go ahead and do another drawing because you are banned from the course.
all right, and you're going to have to pay twice as much to get in there.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay us both the monthly fee. Hilton Stone says, Todd Father, can you please look at HPB chart?
HPB, what's that?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be HPV. Isn't that?
That's an STD.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what HPB is, Hilton. He's brought that up before, I think, but that doesn't show up on my trading view. I will show, this is TLT.
$250 Ethereum. Bang, bang, bang. Breaking news. We are heading to the moon. $250 Ethereum. Now, guys, we are not saying to buy right here, right now. If you've been with us for a while, we're at lower levels. We think there could be some consolidation at these levels. So keep the emotions in check. Embrace the gains you have. Maybe put some stops in, but do not be FOMOing in with fresh cash at these levels. That is our personal opinion and what we're doing with our cash. Of course, you can do whatever you want with your own cash, as this is not financial advice.
TLT came back and made a new high for the move. So that's my biggest position on my mutual fund timing strategy that I do at Pro Funds. So we caught these lows, and hopefully we can extend it here. This is actually 20-year U.S. Treasuries, so lower interest rates because the economy's slowing up, maybe with tariffs, etc. Technometer's neutral, so hopefully we can keep this rally alive. But that's been a good one for us.
Somebody wants you to look at Colossus XT, which is COLX. I know this is going to be a hard one, even if you can't see it, due to the fact it is a microcap coin and it is running on very low volume.
COLX. I don't have that at Trading View.
Not on Trading View. Too small.
There's COLX BTC. Nope, can't help you on that. Did Hilton say HPB? Qcoin? Might have been what he was looking at. That's the 1 hour. Go out to the 4 hour, which is usually what I like to look at. Whoa. Had a 4-banger and back down to the lows, so that's too wild for me. Not sure about that chart. Sorry, Hilton. Can't help you. What's with Bitcoin going up, then altcoins trying to catch up after? You want to answer that?
Yeah, so essentially in the crypto market, that is the cycle that continues to happen in this market as well. Essentially, of course, Bitcoin is the index. Everybody is safe and secure in Bitcoin. So once Bitcoin goes up, everybody gets FOMO, thinks they're going to miss out on Bitcoin. The king of all cryptocurrency starts piling all their money, buying $8,000 Bitcoin, buying $8,500 Bitcoin. But then what starts to happen is people sit back for a second. They go, man, holy cow, look at this altcoin chart. It is down 90%, and I'm selling that to try to make maybe $300 gain in Bitcoin. Whoa. And the smart money sits back and relaxes, understands that Bitcoin needs to calm down, starts taking some profits off the table and moving that into the altcoins. That then creates what we saw today. This was also helped today because Binance opened up deposits. I said this was bullish for altcoins, as people then who are getting a bunch of Bitcoin can move it to Binance to buy their favorite altcoins after massive dips. You see the 20 to 40% gainers, in which altcoins will outpace Bitcoin during a true alt cycle. Now, I don't think the next alt season is here. I don't think that altcoins are going to moon right here, right now, but I do believe that a little bit of a consolidation in Bitcoin is actually going to put the wind behind the sails of altcoins and lead them to continue and recover from these Satoshi and Bitcoin pairs, and they are already seeing a nice price gain in US dollar. So on the larger cycles, after the major Bitcoin rally, you're going to see a month or two later the major altcoin rally where those things 10,000% or more. But really, this is a cycle within a cycle. I think Bitcoin needs to cool down. I think it's going to consolidate a few $100s. And I think that is going to be not because people are selling Bitcoin to go in cash, but because they're selling Bitcoin to get into their favorite altcoins. As these altcoins are about, if I was an altcoin founder, I would be saving some really good news when you start seeing a couple green candles. Drop that news right on top of your investors and your users to continue to see that rally go and watch people sell out of Bitcoin and move into Litecoin, Ethereum, ADA, EOS, Neo, Rapids, whatever it may be. That is just the way the market works historically, and it continues to look like it's going to do so again. Currently, we are seeing a Bitcoin dominance of around 56.7%. We got into the 60%. I said the real alt season will be when Bitcoin is back down around 50%. So we have seen a 5, 6, 7% drop off in Bitcoin dominance with the 20 to 40% rallies in the altcoins. And I continue to think that could be a nice pattern moving forward. Bitcoin has a $300 red candle here, puts us back into the 7,000s, and that money flows into these altcoins, getting that Bitcoin dominance back in line with an alt season.
Give me back the screen because I'm going to give everybody just a lottery ticket for tonight. I mean, as you know, anybody new in here might not know it, but we've called pretty well all the lows on Bitcoin on the way up from 3,100. This is the 15-minute chart on Bitcoin. I've showed this. The rally was perfect. I showed this diagonal triangle to the downside. That could be a leading diagonal. So if you take that, hold on, let's not do that. Drag that over here. So the leading diagonal was 5 waves down. Then you had, and I mentioned this, I was live when we was trading up here. I said it'd be nice if we'd go sideways a box or so and then come up here and do an ABC. Well, we kind of did that. The wizard. So we did an AB. I mean, even this B wave looks like a triangle. A, B, C, D, E. And then we have a run up to new highs. And we came back to the wave 2. So I'm going to say that short-term Bitcoin is going to get slapped. And please, I mean, if you want to take a lottery ticket, go short 10x or something. But I'd be careful. I mean, the stop's going to be up here at this 83.43. So I think it's what's going to happen. Because all the reasons I've already mentioned. And this is not trading advice. Do your own research. And this could hurt if I'm wrong and all that jazz. I mean, the most bullish thing would be that's an A down. That's a B up. And we're going to come down here for really this nice little looking ABC. And then you would buy that for an ABC back up or a triangle or new highs or something. I don't know what that could be, but it'd be something like that. Or you come over here and you say that we are definitely got everybody long, and now we're doing a 1-2, and we need something like this, and then mouse around for a 4, and then come down for a 5. I screwed that up. So, it'd be something, that'd be a 3, come out here for a 4, slide down to a 5, down to previous support down here at 68, 6,900 where I gave the last buy. That's the most bearish count. Again, that would be a huge buy on a rally maybe to 9,000 or something. So that's just trying to be cute short term. Elliott wave, I've seen this play out before. If you've been on here since inception, I've had these flip before where it's, where it would be starting a bull move. So it'd been overlapping. Things are so bearish they can't hardly get a good solid 5 waves. Everything overlaps. And then you have the ABC down. So ABC down, and then we're ready for a quick 1, 2, and then an explosion to the upside. So now we've done the exact opposite at what I think is a pretty emotional rally to 8,300. So again, that's just my guess. So I would lighten up here a little bit if you wanted to. I mean, it could just be a quick move down to 7,500 and then onward and upward. I don't know what these alts are going to do. I've been telling people I thought the alts would come under a little bit of pressure with Bitcoin if that would happen. So I don't know. But that's just, if you're a short-term trader, like the setups we've been giving on the long side off the software on a short-term setup, that's a trade I would take. I'd be short here because of that Elliott wave setup. Volume's not really supporting that, so it's not like this is a chart to head up. Actually, this is XRP USD, so we'll switch it back to XRP now. This is a 5-minute intraday. You can see negative volume came in while price held. Negative volume is still coming in. I don't know what the hell's going on with XRP USD.
Jeb McCaleb's what's going on.
I mean, right. I mean,
he's allowed to sell a percentage of the daily trading volume. So the
should.
more trading volume, crypto's getting more hype, more trading volume is coming in on XRP. Jeb McCaleb is allowed to sell more. So I think that's, he's not the only factor there, but I think that does play into the more and more selling volume. But the price just keeps going up, which is
because if you look at Elliott wave, that kind of looks like a triangle here. That looks like a triangle. Those look like both pork blasters. Easy triangles. But there's XRP USDT, so the chart is much better there. I mean, really everything's been in lockstep. So we did make new lows here, minor, while price held. But that chart supports higher prices in Ripple. So I don't know on Ripple. I mean, we were bullish down at the lows. It's done a nice spring and a test. We've had good volume coming in here. So I would think you'd want to buy Ripple on a pullback. Now I'd buy a pullback back to these triangle lows. I'd probably buy a 38 now. I wanted to buy a 36. And now with the last surge here, while we've been live, I mean, you might want to buy 41. So that's it. We're going to see about the Bitcoin. So nobody take that trade 100x, please. And if you do and it works, I'll take a like a midnight blue Lambo.
I'll take a Rapids green one. Somebody wants you to look at XLM, the monochrome memoirs. A new individual here wants you to look at XLM if you can do that. Great gamer says thoughts on Steam. Now, Steam is a cryptocurrency. I don't really have much of thoughts. I don't really own any, but Steam as a platform is very good. And if you create value propositions with the underlying token or coin, that is good as well. But I don't really have any positions on Steam. I do read Steam articles, Steam posts. I understand the concept. I get what they're doing, but I do not believe it's enough for me to really go head over heels in Steam as an investment. I think that has a higher opportunity cost than other cryptos in this ecosystem.
Appreciate it, Dan.
Random says, thanks for the altcoin explanation, and thanks for subscribing, Random. Hopefully we'll continue to see you here in the live videos and the recorded videos as well. Who were you saying thanks to?
Dan down at the bottom said, thanks for our perseverance in the market. I mean, it was tough down there. Whew.
It was tough. That was 18 months of headaches, I'll tell you that.
But still just looking forward, I still think we got years and years of growth here. So we want to be known as being here when it hurt, and softwares gave unbelievable buys. Nick fundamentally has given some good information. So
yeah, and even during the 18 months of bear market, we still had good trades there. We were still getting involved with smaller cryptocurrencies that saw 100% gainers. I was helping you guys set up mining rigs. I was helping you guys set up passive income with staking, with masternodes. So that is why a lot of individuals here, that's how you remove the emotions. Every morning I wake up, I see more Zen in my wallet. I see more Rapids in my wallet, Linda in my wallet. That is because we are running nodes on the network. We are staking. I see more Ethereum Classic from mining. I see more Raven from mining. That is all freebies, essentially, and that really mitigates some of the emotion when we have volatility in the market, because I know each and every day, you know each and every day, you're adding more crypto to the bag that can be traded, spent, used, however you deem fit, and that has led us here today. If you've been doing passive income for 18 months of the bear market, go look at those bags that you've been doing passive income on. They have grown quite large over 18 months since the ROI was pretty high on a lot of these cryptos because there just wasn't that many wallet addresses. There just wasn't that many people who stuck with it and users on the network. So you get to benefit from a higher ROI on that investment and sticking through it through the bear market. And now we're looking great. We're feeling great. Each day is another day of passive income, and each day has been another day of green bars since the lows 5 months ago. Got the moon suit on. NASA
that brings me to one more thing is... because I think it's probably a good lesson for everybody. I mean, back when everything was rolling good, I mean, I got some other Elliott Wave people that I think are pretty good. And, so I'd spend $200 and be able to hear what these guys are thinking or see their charts and just throw around ideas. When markets got tougher, I'm like, I'm not going to pay the $150 to this guy. I'm not going to pay the $80 of these guys a month, whatever. And I just decided to go back to my software, go back to what I do, and basically seclude myself. And that was tough. But now we've called really the moves on Bitcoin just off the software, not on, hey, this could be an ABC or this could be 1 to 11 count on the
tone vase method.
Right. You can get so much information, you just get overloaded. And I really just tried to get away from everything and go back to basics. And that really allowed me to give buy signals when I had them and I was worried about it, but I just put them out there because, what I do showed that. I didn't try to let a lot of outside influences. And I think that's probably a lesson for everybody, because that's why I've been hot as fire here, just because I'm not caring less what anybody else is saying or doing. And not that I'm the greatest, because I've had a big run here and people say I'm back and I'm one of the better traders, whatever. I'm going to have another rough span again or whatever, but I think over time I'm still going to be right 60% of the time. And that'll be enough to make some good money. So, but I think if you're reading the news and lots of different channels and Twitter followers, it's too easy to jump on what everybody's idea is that feels good. And a trade that feels good is a trade that doesn't work. So you let yourself get caught in emotions, you're going to be following everybody's shitty trade. So let me go over XLM real quick.
Yeah, we'll go take a look at for XLM for the people that are asking. The Dead Rabbits is in here. Shout out to you. You are a new Patreon member as well. Glad you are in here. Glad you got the wrench. And then also somebody wants you to look at ETN if possible. This is Electronium. We've talked about Electronium in the past. This was an ICO that I actually participated in. Only got a tiny bit because then it closed because they sold out. This is when the hype was crazy. We watched it go all the way to 18 cents. And right now I think it is like a fraction of a penny. So it has been hammered lately. The thing that holders are hoping is they're creating their own smartphone, ETN-based smartphone, and they're hoping that can garnish enough market share to help utilization on the network and give some price appreciation. I personally think it is going to be hard for them to compete with the likes of Samsung, iPhone, and others. But since it is so cheap, maybe they can, sneak their way into the sector of lower income and third world countries to really get that smartphone in the hand of people in Africa, Venezuela, Turkey, etc., and really get ETN on the map. But I'm not a holder any longer, and I think they have run into several issues since launch and continue to do so. But props, they do have a real team, they do have a real development, and of course they have the ICO fund to use to keep trying to push that forward. But I'm just not that interested until I see some of this market share in the smartphone ecosystem be garnished by them.
I'll show a couple of charts. I think you need to talk about Palm Beach as well, because their last little write-up, my God, that's so long-term bullish that it's a little bit scary. And Gary O'Connell says, when Bitcoin's at $5, you'll be talking to my wife. When Bitcoin's $5 and life is screwed up, my wife will be more in love with me. So that won't work, Gary. Sorry. XLM, 9 cents over here, which is the last point of support, which matched up with preliminary support to the left on the other chart that we showed, head and shoulders bottom. This is one I said, definitely not doing as well. Chart doesn't look very good, but volumes came in here, a ton of green bars, a quick move from 9 to 14. Looks like we shook off Peter Brandt maybe. A lot of the bearishness over there. So this thing could get excited. it's up here at resistance, but could take off. So that one's got some catching up.
Cameron Works said if we can look at BitConnect. No, we can only look at the BitConnect chart with a super chat. That is the only way we can look at BitConnect charts. We could look at the
BitBlaster coin, but I think it went to 0 too. Sorry. ETN. What are we looking at?
ETN at the very
ETN USDT. Looks like that's the only. That's this year. Can't say much on this one at the moment. Whoops. Spread that out a little bit. Some big volume here, but no real action. So I can't help you on ETN. No idea there. Some big red bars here and recovery, so maybe it's good. I'm friendly in general, but yeah, no comment on ETN. Can't help you.
And then talking about Palm Beach Confidential, obviously I can't give you too much information on here. I discuss a little bit more in depth, like a Spark Notes version in Patreon for those individuals over there. But essentially, you know, their outlook has always remained the same. They're seeing the same thing as us. And now we're starting to see price appreciation, institutions buying $150 million per month just on Coinbase, Grayscale launching the Drop Gold campaign. We're seeing Iris X going to be launched, BAC going to be launched, and ETF approval is imminent. And that all leads to, guys, we are still so early. So although we are saying that Bitcoin can consolidate here and maybe you can short it for a few $100 gain per Bitcoin, the outlook is still much, much higher. Bitcoin price of $50,000 is not outrageous. Bitcoin price of $100,000 is not outrageous. Now, if you start talking about John McAfee, 1 million Bitcoin hot dog eating competition, maybe that's a little far-fetched. But, you know, things are still looking good. They are very bullish on what is going on in the ecosystem. They believe more and more institutions are going to be coming into place. And, again, cryptocurrencies is a non-correlating asset. Just like 2-3 decades ago when all these brokers, all these individuals were selling commodities, gold and silver. Hey, you need 3 to 5% of your portfolio in these because they are non-correlating assets and you can hold them physically if you wish. I think the same will be said for Bitcoin and crypto assets. They are non-correlated currently, and individuals can take custody of them with a ledger, with a hardware wallet, with a private key, and maybe brokers obviously can make a ton of money with the platforms they're creating, and maybe they'll say 3 to 5% of your portfolio. Understand that in the finance ecosystem, $100 million is nothing, $1 billion is nothing, and you can start talking about $1 trillion if you're trying to compare just Bitcoin to gold, for example. What is gold now? An $8 trillion, $7 trillion market for one commodity? People can start comparing that to Bitcoin. I don't even know if Bitcoin had a 1 trillion market cap by itself, what the underlying Bitcoin price would be, but it would be astronomical. And I think you just need to keep that in perspective. That is what Palm Beach is continuing to say as well. You're so early. We've been consistently saying remove the emotions, make some trades, dollar cost average, and really the number one thing you can do for yourself and for your portfolio is to help others. That is why we do the show. We are helping others learn about cryptocurrencies, use cryptocurrencies, and invest cryptocurrencies. Because guess what? If you help others, they'll remember you, and maybe when Bitcoin moons, they'll scratch your back, but that's not the bigger reason. The reason is that is the best marketing and the best way to get mass adoption is to get rid of all the hectic stuff, people trying to look on Google, and they see you in person and be like, look, this is how you set up your Coinbase. Here's how you set up a wallet, and we can link your credit card, and you can buy 1 Bitcoin right now. You can buy $200 worth every 2 weeks. A lot of people think you have to buy 1 full Bitcoin. When I explain to people that you can buy $5 worth of Bitcoin, their mind is blown and they're like, okay, well, I have $200, I'll get involved. Something as simple as that is not understood by the general public, and that's coming. And you guys can play a role in that as well. You can talk to friends and family. You can talk to people you work with. Now, it might be risky to do it at the highs here at 8,000, but over the long term, things will work out, and they'll dig into that rabbit hole and really see the vision of blockchain technology as well. And I think then everybody will be happy that you got them involved.
How'd it work with your mortgage on your house?
We got in at $35.79. So unfortunately,
you would have got in at $31.20.
Exactly.
If it wasn't been
exactly.
Bullshit.
Yes. I said it live on air when we were at like $6,000, $7,000. I said live on air. If Bitcoin goes below 4,000, I'll take a mortgage on my house and I'll put some of that mortgage towards Bitcoin. People are calling me crazy.
Shout out to Morse Code. I think he might have made fun of you down there.
Morse Code is an idiot. Okay, we'll get some grief for that, but nonetheless, well, we got in. We call the bottom of 3,000 to 3,200. Unfortunately, Coinbase sucks, and they take 7 to 10 days to process the funds. So I didn't get into 35.79 or something like that.
Shit.
But that is going quite well. We're up 125, 130% gainer on that one trade. Shout out to everybody else who bought the bottom with us. Shout out to everybody who's been here since the beginning, and we'll continue to have buys and sells. Guys, if you missed out on you were scared down there, you were listening to your paid group leader and he was shorting the low or calling for $5 Litecoin, that is okay. You found Learn Crypto Now. We're here to help. We're not always going to be right, but if we can be right more often than we're wrong, and the reason we can do that is because we temper emotions. Right now, people are throwing parties at 8,000 Bitcoin. This is just another day looking at the chart. We are always zooming out and trying to make the right trade for you guys.
We've got the spacesuit and we're trying to refuel.
That is correct.
I've got the shirt on. I don't have a spacesuit.
But yeah, you do have the NASA shirt and the.
But I'm at Control Center. He's out on the moon. I'm out here instructing him.
I've got balls of steel.
We went over a lot of TA news, and if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat box. Any TA charts, throw them in the chat box. This part of the show, we're really just hanging out. We're ranting on why we've been staying long with this ecosystem, what it has in store. And really that rant was driven by not me, but Palm Beach Confidential, which is a well-recognized investment facilitator for stocks and crypto now. And they are more bullish than you can even believe as far as the upside objectives of cryptocurrencies. I don't even want to say numbers because I don't want to, somebody clip me up saying the numbers when I'm not even referring to my own numbers. But we are just getting started.
What is it? Bird Shrift's Journey to Zero. I don't think I want that ad space because that site is not up. So it's a future home of something quite cool, though.
What is this? Oh, man. Can't buy advertisement space on that.
And I hate to hit somebody when they're down, but I got so much shit for all that I was full of it and blah, blah, blah. And I think the last 6 months kind of proven that I'm here and I know what I'm doing. And Nick and I know what we're doing. We're not running any type of scam or any type of nothing. Just trying to make some money in the space, manage some money, we're trying to get paid for our knowledge because otherwise we're not going to be in here giving it all that we're doing. So all that helps. Patreon helps, software courses, whatever. But, we do this. So this is all I do every day. What's the best altcoin to buy to make 50x? I can't give that.
Well, I mean, that's tough to say because I don't know your portfolio and there's different risk profiles. I think even honestly, I mean, I don't even want to say it. I was going to say, honestly, even Litecoin has potential 50x. That's how bullish and how much I see that this market moving up.
Whoa.
But, we won't go there right now.
Can we run a disclaimer? Because we've gotten a lot of advice, so we need to run.
There is a high degree of risk involved in trading cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research. Past results are not indicative of future returns.
Charles Patterson in the building says, did you already talk about Cryptopia? Yes, we did. So maybe you can rewind. I don't want to go through it all because I did spend, 5-10 minutes on it and kind of talking about different things that could be going on there. So make sure to check that out. It was one of the first news pieces that I talked about. Nippon Cowboy says, looking sharp. Yeah, I'm on the moon right now, and Todd is at the one that hit the launch button with his NASA shirt over there. So we're having some fun. We got Mattis over here says, you guys called the bottom when many were talking about $1,200 BTC. Yeah, people said we were crazy. People said they were crazy. I would take a loan out of my house. People said Todd was crazy for giving a buy signal when it was falling apart with the target of 3,000 to 3,200. But, we're here today. We were not selling the rips. We were buying the dips all the way up, as can be seen on the charts. And we'll stand by the Wyckoff theory, Wyckoff method, and the Elliott wave theory. Shout out to the software. Unfortunately, it's not available for subscribers yet, but you guys see it on Twitter. You guys see it in Discord. It is working. It is giving phenomenal signals for buys and sells over there. So we'll continue to hopefully try to improve that and bring that and make that available to you guys as well.
Let me go over ENJ. I think Jay or somebody mentioned that one. We brought it up before. I mean, that one came out of the sellers down here in February. And a nice 5-wave advance, pretty good consolidation. So I would be long that one, looking for some type of upside resolution. There's Bitcoin USDT at 8,200, and that doesn't really change this chart that I showed. I mean, even a really rally above 8,240 would still, it's going to test because your stop's got to be up here at 8,350. So the stop's 150 away. Again, I don't want anybody really taking that trade. It'll be interesting here what happens. But I still think ultimately, I think we're still going to try to work sideways. So I'm going to try to cool off and wait for the software to give us another buy on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and some of these things before we look for further gains.
And if you guys want to have the safer way to do that, just do a spot trade. That means you'd sell a portion of your Bitcoin. I did 10% up here, not a large percentage because I am still bullish on the outlook. But I think there is a possibility to maybe make a few bucks with a couple of red candles here at this level.
And anybody that's new, I'm going to go back, because these were tough buys on the way up. I mean, those are the buys from the software with no sells. So, in the last one, we did a show when it was a 6,000. I was pretty nervous how friendly I was at 6,000 back there, because everything looked like it was just coming together. A lot of that was the shorts, looked like they were getting ready to get jabbed, and the software continued to give a buy at a high level. When the software will give you a buy after that big of a rally, usually that means we're getting ready to extend. And then we had, and some people don't know, the EWT is an Elliott wave theory buy. That was a triangle that I was following at that time. That's why I had a buy down there. That's when I was getting audited, so I was under a shitload of stress that day. But I gave a buy live with the video. If you don't believe any of our buys, I mean, that's all it would be showing. And then this Elliott wave buy was, this is an ABC that was ABC down, ABC up, 5 waves. That was, again, a low risk entry point. People are asking for that now, and I don't have a low risk entry point. So I'm not going to give a buy to just to try to keep anybody happy. So I've got to figure out something that looks like the odds are that it's a decent buy, and then we'll try to jump on it. Until then, you know, the trend's your friend. You don't really want to be doing no shorting unless you're on a 5-minute time frame. And then, like I said, I would short that pattern. But really, you ought to be looking for buy entries to add more fiat to your positions, probably more than anything. That's what I'd be doing.
There you go. Shout out to Random saying, give us some takes on Cardano and your favorite altcoins. Cardano is one that we were preaching at the lows to accumulate based on the speculation of staking coming to the network. Obviously, we saw a massive rally leading into the IOHK Summit. After the IOHK Summit, Charles didn't really have the news that we were hoping to see with staking coming onto the network now, so we have seen a price decrease. But we did call that the preliminary support and the last point, the LPS, were lining up, and that we had a buy down there. We have rallied off of those, and Charles Hoskinson came out. He didn't go as far as John McAfee, but he did say if they do not launch Shelly by the end of the year, he will eat his own shoe. Why is that important? Who cares about Shelly? Is that his stripper that he hangs out with? No, Shelly is the name of the code in which they are looking to launch. This is going to be a scaling solution for ADA. Bring proof of stake to the network for ADA. That means passive income for you and me. That is when people are going to buy up because they want the chance at the passive income. It is going to bring more users on board and better the general user interface of the entire Cardano network that ADA runs on. So yes, ADA is one that I believe is undervalued, was underperforming when we were originally saying to accumulate leading into the massive hype rally. It has come almost all the way back down, in which we gave our Patreons another buy leading into this 20 and 30% rally right here, right now. Now, there are other altcoins that we like. I think Ethereum Classic always has my interest as it is truly immutable. I think Cosmos with ATOM, it's a brand new project on the scene. I wanted it to cool down. I think anything below $4, according to Tony M, is like a fair market value for ATOM.
Breaking news, Bitcoin 50 off the high it just made.
Boom! There it is. Well, hopefully you pulled out that 100x leverage, and if you did, go ahead and send me a check in the mail. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
And there's other, like, I know you may be new to the channel. I don't want to rattle all these off right now, Random. If you really want more 24/7 access, I would recommend getting on patreon.com/learncrypto. If not, keep tuning in here. We give a lot of information on YouTube. Go to our homepage. Watch some of our previous videos. Watch my interview with Charles Hoskinson if you like IOHK. Watch my interview with ETC Cooperative. Watch my interview with Thomas Lee. Those provide a lot of information, and that information does not go bad. So I would say catch up on some old live videos, some old recorded videos, and keep tuning in here, and you'll see kind of how our portfolio is structured, and we'll help you along the way.
I've got a meeting tomorrow with some software that's going to allow me to group trade, do a lot of different type of things. So I'm hoping that'll work out. Don't want to say much because who knows. But we've been talking. We're doing some more deep discussions tomorrow, which will be allowing me to trade clients, the PCG clients, better for more shorter term trading. Which, again, I still don't think that's the name of the game at the moment. So I still think it's hodling here and trying to not miss these big rallies. But we do manage money here, 3% annual fee of your account balance. You give us a trading API. We'll do that on stocks as well at Charles Schwab. So
we have someone asking, yes, what is ADA staking limit? So the rumor was leading into that massive rally was maybe around 10,000. There will be no limit for staking. You can have 1 ADA, you can have 1 million. They are going to separate it up kind of into like validator pools, so you'd be pooled staking with that amount of ADA that you have. The reason you saw a sell-off is because there was no minimum, but also because it is not active currently. So all those people who are accumulating, getting into that hype and getting ready for passive income were let down. We were seeing the rally right after Charles Hoskinson bet that he would eat a shoe if Shelly does not launch by the end of the year.
So we went from eating hot dogs to shoes?
Shoes. He's not going as far.
He's
not going as far as John McAfee saying he's going to eat his own hot dog, but I mean, a shoe is not very tasty. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
So I think ADA has a bright future. Now, about buying it right here, right now, I don't know. You know, we had a buy and it went up 30%. So it's hard for me to say, yeah, buy it here 30% up, even though we gave the buy 30% lower. But definitely want to keep an eye on, definitely one with strong fundamentals that I think over the long term is going to work out pretty well for you.
What I'm needing is the software to be able to say, I want to sell 40% of everyone's Litecoin at the market. And what it does is it goes to the best markets, best exchanges, and picks up the best price. So if I've got, 1,000 Litecoin to sell, it'll pick up the best bids across all exchanges. If the software will allow me to do that for all my PCG clients, that'd be incredible. My life would get 99% easier overnight. I'd be able to take my signals. I'd be able to, because I wouldn't have liquidity issues as much, et cetera. So we're hoping for that. And watch that Bitcoin chart, because we just fell 50 off the high, a little bit of rejection up there.
Julian says, that's awesome, Todd. So basically an API linked to all DEX, not only linked to all DEXs, but to link to all centralized exchanges as well, all the major players, Binance, Bittrex, Coinbase Pro, Kraken, all those big boys. The APIs will be linked. It'll be kind of be like a third-party settlement, kind of like the Square Cash app uses, and that Voyager application that I did do an interview with uses as well. It's essentially going to aggregate the best possible prices. They can make money on the spread there, but you as a user and all the clients make the best opportunity to be able to actually get liquidity for the sells you're trying to put in the system. If you're on one exchange and we're trying to market sell a large amount, obviously the liquidity is not there, and some individuals are not going to get a good price at those levels.
Information on how many new people are coming to crypto space nowadays, I don't know. It seems like it wasn't very much, but I'm sure they're coming now.
Yeah, I think right here, I don't know. But personally, I think a lot of new people really aren't trickling in that much. I think new institutions are coming into play, and I think a lot of people who got burnt and kind of were disappeared or only had $100 in Bitcoin are really getting more excited and putting more funds into crypto. So I wouldn't call them new. Maybe they have a Coinbase account and they have like, I have $100 in Bitcoin, but now they're actually starting to put real money back into the market. And once that influx of new people comes in, you'll be able to tell here on YouTube, you'll be able to tell on Patreon, you'll be able to tell by the type of questions that we get. They'll be more beginner level because they haven't even signed up for an exchange. So I think that's a good indicator for when fresh money's coming to the market.
Julian, that software is available now. I mean, for me, just to take one account and hook it up with this software, I mean, you can do that. So it'll hit the best bids across, I think they said 25 exchanges, and they're adding more, and they would add some for me if I demanded them. But yeah, that's there. I mean, so that way, if I've got a bunch of Litecoin to sell, it's going to hit every best bid that it can in nanoseconds. And I'm just wanting to make sure that it'll allow, how easy it'll be to set up 200 clients, and what's the client got to do to be a part of that. So that's all we're working on. And Maverick Gold said, on PCG, I've still mostly stayed with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. I mean, once in a while, some NEO, OMG, ADA, ZRX, small positions, but I've stayed mostly Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, in most cases. Not a lot of Ripple. So, and recently, I really have not traded very much all year. I've done a few trades recently for a few people, and hate to say it, it's stuff that probably I wish I had back. If Bitcoin goes down to 7,000, which I think there's risk of that, will it happen? I'm not willing to bet on it. If we go down to 7,000, yeah, I should have sold more right here, right now, especially with the little short-term blip here I'm talking about. Because short-term, I think they slap the crap out of Bitcoin. But that might be a move to 7,500, and then 2 minutes later back to 8,000. So you might not even get a chance to hardly even trade it. So, and definitely not a chance to trade it for all PCG. So I'm trying to get that figured out as well. Because all that stuff's going to come when this whole ecosystem works its way out. So all this is going to be in front of me one day. But, I'd like to have it now, because I could crush my competition by having those things available right now, because I'm trying to gather more assets, manage more money.
There you go. Martin Max King says, after your show, I'm more confident what to do next with my crypto plans. That's what we like to hear. Also, I know you did just sign up for Patreon and private Discord today, so you're going to have this 24/7. Me and Todd try to be in there as much as possible. Tag us if you need help. And, of course, the community we've built in there is very helpful as well. everybody is kind of really knowledgeable about their one crypto that they focus on. So that is what's pretty cool in there. We got some EOS experts, some OMG experts. So you can get a lot of high-level information from different individuals, bounce ideas off each other, and find where and when we should be buying individual assets.
Exactly. That's all I got. It's 7:03.
That's all about I got. It has been a long show. Well, I'll take a look into Smartland's XRP predictions. I'm not one to do predictions, but we have had buys at lower levels around 32 cents. We'll be looking to buy a pullback to 38 cents currently. And then James says XLM is the best. I do prefer XLM over XRP, and I believe XLM will probably outperform XRP moving forward. That's all I got for today. What are people buying right now, right now, Todd? Or what do they need to be selling right now? We have been really hot on these. If you watch to the very end, the very last sentence we say before the outro usually comes true. You going to put that percentage on the line here, Todd?
Short Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh, we're wearing the moon shirt.
100x.
The moon.
From the most bullish guy that's been here all year.
That is true. We are already on the moon. That is what we were saying. We're not heading the moon. We're on the moon. We need to relax. We need to refuel. That means a little bit of a dip in Bitcoin price action.
Bitcoin's 80 off the high we just made. So
there it is.
Right there's your Lambo already at 100x.
Got the Lambo.
So I mean, seriously, that pattern is just a pattern that I've noticed over the years. If I had 5-minute volume, I'll hold on for anybody that really wants to. Let's just throw on bounce. This is only one exchange, so this isn't going to be good enough. Let's just see what this shows, because this might be. Let's throw a 5-minute on bounce volume on this chart. So there's the high. I don't want to. On bounce volume after the high. I mean, on bounce volume did go back and make a new high. So you can see where I'm pointing here. That's the top of the 5. Where we have that diagonal down, and then volume does go to, I mean, look at the volume, go to new highs above here, and price has just checked those highs twice. So that would make me more comfortable if it was more exchanges. This is only Bittrex. Let's go to, see, in that one, volume's kind of moved in lockstep. Here is Coinbase. Their volume hasn't rallied at all. I mean, so those two things make me think I'm probably still kind of right. Volume isn't acting quite right, but that's just a pattern I've seen over time. That's why I would take that trade. But otherwise, I mean, we're bullish more than anybody else in the room for sure. But I do think, there's a lot of people joining the Patreon and hitting me up on Twitter and FOMOing in and aren't long enough and et cetera. So I think we just need to cool off a tad. That's all. And we might blow another 1,000, then cool off. So that's why, for sure, don't liquidate core positions. Don't trade out much. If you want to get cute, this might be time to do it. Again, I'm trading very little because I don't want to get cute. The worst thing is to be sitting here saying that you're out. You got to figure out how to get back in. And I'm going to start coughing, so I'm done.
There you go. Tortellini,
PCG, the minimums was 25, and now I would say they're 10.
There you go. Tortellini Aurelius Ambrosius says, so you're saying to sell now. That's what we've been saying really the whole day, is if you want to really get cute, we think there needs to be some consolidation in Bitcoin and others, but nothing too crazy. Even if we go down to 7,000 BTC, we're still bullish in the long term. But again, I did myself sell 10% of my bags at 81.41. So there you go. Take it for what it is. Let's see if this pattern that has been so historically correct on crypto and stocks does give us some short-term volatility to the downside for Bitcoin before we head to the fifth wave, the ending fifth wave, somewhere around 10,000 BTC. That's all we got today, guys. Stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment in the comment section below with your RPD wallet address, Rapids RPD wallet address, for your chance to win 10,000 RPD to get staking, to get involved with that passive income we love. And that's it, Todd. What did you got? Is that it?
No, don't be selling anything. That's just a quick trade on Bitcoin.
There you go.
I wouldn't, I probably
Cameron
wouldn't sell
Work.
nothing
Here's
else.
your Litecoin. Cameron
Just play
Work.
around.
Here's your Litecoin. Peace out, guys. Catch you on Patreon and Discord. Once we reach 100 Patreons, one of those 100 will receive a free cryptocurrency trading course worth $300. Only 10 spots left in the Patreon currently, so get over there if you guys want to join and have 24/7 access with us at patreon.com/learncrypto. Cryptocurrency trading course at learncrypto.io. Peace out. Have fun. We'll see you maybe tomorrow. Who knows? And Todd has been going live during the day, so make sure to hit that little notification bell.
Peace.
Oh, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you gotta be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck, everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.